Welcome back to another episode of Unspoken Heart, where truth meets testimony and where we are just no longer silent about the things that we've gone through, that we walked through. And I'm excited, okay? I got my bro in the building. Desmond Baker is in the building today, affectionately known as Bake Music. Let's be clear, okay? Bro, first off,
what's up, sis?
thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, and bro, for having me.
Like, legit, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming. I can't wait for people to hear the fullness of your story, hear what you've walked through, hear how God, legit was like, you belong to me, you know, right. And I'm going to chase you down. You're not going to be able to get away from me, you know? And I think it will really just show just a testament of God's relentless love, you know what I mean? His relentless love through anything, through all things. So I really want to jump in.
Okay.
Well, first, let's not jump in first. First, I want you to introduce yourself and kind of tell everybody just who you are, what you got going on, what you've been up to. So just introduce yourself.
Okay, well, I'm Desmond, aka Bake Music. I'm a singer, part-time songwriter. You know, you pushing me in that, right? I'm a father, I'm a son. I think I'm stripping myself of a lot of titles, and I'm getting more acquainted with Desmond now. So I'm simply Desmond at this point in my life, which is a good thing, because I'm learning now to love myself for who I am and who God made me. So that's me in a little nutshell.
In a little nutshell.
Yeah.
So, bro, let's start from the beginning. Okay. I kind of want you to really just kind of jump in to your earliest just memory of, I guess, when you just kind of, let's just start from the beginning. Start from Desmond the child.
Got you. So I grew up in the church. My father was a pastor. My mother, she was a psalmist. She sung. So that's where I get the gift from. Yeah. But I believe my love for the word of God and who God is, I believe I got him from both of them. But I believe that aspect of me was more dominated by my father because he was a pastor. So we moved quite a lot because he was chasing his dream, which that was his dream, to minister the gospel. So we moved quite a bit. I could say that I can count, maybe I went to about 8 different elementary schools growing up, just moving around Georgia. So that wasn't, I never really settled anywhere, if you will. I never really got a chance to get friends and keep them and stuff like that. So that kind of wore on me. And this, just throughout in the household, there was a lot of, arguments and I mean, just being honest, violence. Up until the point to where I believe, and I can't speak for my father, but I believe that he lost sight of God in his pursuit. And I believe that he began to become obsessed with what he wanted for himself versus what God wanted for him. And he drug us along with him. And my mother, she just happened to be a casualty of that confrontation within him. And so just keeping it PG, my father murdered my mother when I was 9 years old. And so in his decision to do that, he took not only her from us, because I'm the baby of 3 boys. He took himself from us. So we not only lost him, but we lost her as well. So yeah, I mean, it goes without saying that was a hard pill to swallow, just trying to figure out life without the people that brought you into it.
So how old were you at that point? You said you were the youngest of 4, youngest of 3?
Youngest of 3.
Okay. And how old were you at that?
I was 9.
Time? You were 9.
9 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, and I actually, I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember having to testify in court against him. I remember having to identify him in court. I had to stand up and point. to him and just tell them what I heard, you know.
So being 9 years old in that time, do you remember what led up to that? Like it was just so tumultuous in that time?
Yeah, I mean, of course there were good times throughout it, but just being honest, I believe the bad outweighed the good. Okay. There was a lot of, I think that he lost sight of what God wanted for him, and he pursued what he wanted. Okay. And I believe that he took this, very forceful approach to not only being a husband, but being a father. And so it was like his way or no way. Okay. And I mean, my mama, she wasn't with it, Right. She was bucket, She like, no, like, this don't feel right, know. And I believe just her, for lack of better words, disobedience, because that's a word that he would use. Okay. Made him mad. And so I think that made him want to go above her to bring her back down, in a sense. Yeah. So that was just the dynamic of it for as long as I can remember up until that point. Okay. So it's not a surprise that it ended that way because it had been boiling over. Boiling over, okay. Yeah, for some time before then.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you said you ended up having to go to court, and you had to testify.
Yes.
So they had to talk to you about testifying against your dad, basically.
Which was hard.
I'm sure.
Because it might sound crazy, but I loved him then, even in that. Yeah. I loved him. I didn't really want to do it, but I had to because I was told that I had to, you know. Right. And so, yeah, it was a real difficult time, you know. But I thank God for just, again, I mean, it's almost like what bless you can kind of turn into an enemy. And I believe the blessing of my father was already within me. I had the seed had already taken root. Okay. The blessing of my mother was already in me. It had already taken root. So I was able to navigate that in a way that I still held honor for my father. That's nobody but God. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can't take any credit for that. That has to be a living God inside of me to operate not only in my heart, but in my mind. Yeah. For me to have a capacity to know the truth, like know a reality, and still gravitate towards the truth beyond any reasonable doubt. I know I love my father. I know I love my mother. Yeah. And I just operated in that capacity. And I guess I could kind of fast forward in a sense to now. My father has been released from prison. Okay. And me and him have the best relationship ever. And that might sound crazy, but we do. And I always say, of course, giving honor to God. Yeah. But I have to say, well, in addition to giving honor to God, I give honor to him still, because it's hard to forgive someone that isn't accountable. He remained accountable. He never deflected. He never once said he didn't do it. Yeah. He never put it off on anything. He owned it. And what I learned from that experience is the power of spiritual warfare. That wasn't my father. That was a demonic force against him. And when we lose sight, I believe we was talking about that earlier before we stepped in here, when we lose sight of God's purpose for us, we adopt our own. And then we start operating in that desire for self-gratification versus pleasing God. And I believe that he has to be a mighty man of God for the attack to be that great on his life. And for me to be an offspring of that, I know my attack had to be even greater. Because that just speaks to the grace that God has put on my life, or the call or purpose that God has put on my life. So I'm learning to embrace that more now, because if it wasn't so, I would have been dead a long time ago. And I happen to be still here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Bro, I mean, just that much alone, I'm sure has already freed someone. You know what I'm saying? Like, the level of forgiveness, you know what I mean, that it takes. Like, we know, like, we're taught that forgiveness is for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's for how you move throughout life, you know what I mean? And making sure that you're not holding anything, because it does prevent you in your life and your future from, you know what I'm saying, just certain things, because you're holding this this ought in your heart, or you're holding this deep revenge, or, you know, all those different things that a lot of people do because of what was done to them, you know, or whatever, and they just can't shake it, they can't get over it, but it's tearing them up, you know what I mean, inside. So just that level of just maturity, like, that's the Lord, like, for you to even operate in that level of forgiveness, because that is tough. I'm sure there's many people that are like, what in the entire heck? You know what I mean? Right. How did y'all get there? You know what I mean? Like, how did you get to that place of, like, because that's crazy, right? Of forgiveness. Like, because I mean, I know people that either gone through things that are either as great as this, or as, you know, it's people that are like, bump him, I'm not about to be, you know what I mean? Like, there's probably a few different things. I think it would help that if they know, how did y'all get to that place? You know I got you.
One thing I can say, one of the bigger things that I can say that I actually admire my dad for is his diligence and his consistency. Like, he was consistent in his pursuit of me. Okay. Like, he was in me in all of those years of me trying to find myself, like I spoke on. He was a constant reminder that somebody wanted me. Okay. For me. And he wanted to let me know who I was, you know. And he was just accountable. I think I spoke on that earlier with us. I mean, there was no letter that I received. Mind you, I have all of them still that he wrote through all those years. Now, he was locked up in 1997. Okay. He got out in 2024. Okay. That's a long time. That's a long time. That's all my life. Yeah. So, but I have all of the letters that he wrote, and not one phone call or letter did not end or start or encompass him apologizing, him reaffirming me that I'm not crazy. If I don't want to talk to him, he understands. But it was always an underlining optimism. But if you do, I'm here. Okay. And so there was always this olive branch that he extended. And I don't know, I just, with my heart and how it's designed, how God crafted me, I respond to that. Like, I can tell, I think I learned at a young age to discern. I mean, he took me through the ringer. I'm saying, just with the life, I learned at a young age how to discern what's real and what's authentic. And from a letter, I felt my Father's heart. From a letter, from written words, I felt my Father's heart, and it mirrored the heart that I have. And if we focus on, because just like him, if we focus on actions and deeds, all of us need to be written off. Yeah. But if we focus on the heart of a man and the follow through after a transgression, how you got up, how did you proceed, what was your manner after you walked, after you were afflicted, after you afflicted, what was the essence of your demeanor, you know, like, who are you after you had to go through? Yeah. And he embodied forgiveness from God. And that's another thing. He walked in all of his apologies, he walked in an assurance that God had forgiven him. Okay. He didn't apologize for that. He was asking me for forgiveness, but he never once doubled down on if God forgave him or not. Okay. There was an assurance that he had. He knew that God had forgiven him, and he backed it with scripture. You know, and that's why I can't negate the fact that the love of God, the knowledge of His Word, the reverence for honor, it had to come from him. Yeah, it just had to.
So in your conversations with him, like once he or whenever y'all talked, were you able to ask questions?
Oh yeah.
And was he, I guess, forthright and kind of telling you where his headspace was at, leading up to that, like what he did? And you felt like in those conversations, you were just like, was it matter of fact? Did you feel like he was straightforward? And
I can give you actually a candid story. The first time I actually went to see my father, he got incarcerated a year after my mother's demise. I went to see him when I was 19 years old. Okay. So that was 10 years after my last time seeing him, 19 or 20, for the first time.
Okay.
And I went to see him in prison. And amongst our conversation I kind of left it towards the end when our time was wrapping up. And I asked him, I said, I know I've asked you this in the letter, you know, and I've asked you this before, but I'm looking at you now. What happened? Did you do this? And he looked me in my face and he said, Desmond, nobody else could have done that but me. He said, and I say it like that because I do not remember. He said, I was so engulfed in whatever rage, I do not physically remember the act. He said, all I remember is coming to, and my wife was dead. I looked at him. I said, that's the last time you'll ever have to answer that question for me. I told him that. And this ain't a story that I'm making up. This is exactly how the conversation went. I'm not adding or taking away from it. I looked at him. I said, you never have to answer that question for me again. I believe you. And that was the understanding that I took when I said earlier about spiritual warfare.
Yeah.
That was the enemy that he had allowed, because he don't have access unless we allow, that he had allowed himself to get consumed with to make him do that. And I believed him. And so the knowledge of the importance of guarding your heart and your mind, it just rained so loud in my head after that. Now, mind you, I went from that day and just out here unprotected. Yeah. I ain't even got my heart guarded. I ain't got my mind guarded. And that's why I fail as well. Yeah. So it just, when I said unprotected, I meant the armor of God. Let's clarify.
Let's be clear.
Let's clarify. But look, we gotta be right. We gotta be right. But it assured me that you gotta have your whole armor on, man. Yeah. You can't give the devil no room, especially when you call, especially if he's after you at that capacity. Yeah. He's not God. He's not omnipresent. He can't be here and there at the same time. If he dealing with you, he working on you until he break you. You know, and he done sent his little imp somewhere else, but he worked on my father. He was consistent with him. He got in that quiet space of his mind and started speaking to him. And I lived that thing out in my adult life. So ain't no way I'm not going to forgive my father. I know more than anybody that your struggle was real. Yeah. Because I'm your seed. I'm your son. Like I'm your legacy. So if he ain't get you, he's coming for me. And the fact that he couldn't get you, he was trying to work on me. But thank God for community. Thank God for people. Thank God because I could not have gotten here without people. Yeah. God assigned, ordained, anointed people to feed the seed that my parents had put in me at all. At all. I wouldn't be here talking to you. I wouldn't be here talking to you. I was actually thinking about this last night and how God brought it to me. I used to use that experience with my father as my standard of forgiveness. You know, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing nobody else could do to me that I can't forgive, or there's nothing else that can happen to me that I can't forgive. Now, I don't want to try it. I don't want, we don't want to just,
right. I don't want to test it out.
You know, we don't want to test it out, right? But I paused for a minute and I was like, that's even a lie. Because the sheer will it took for me to forgive me was way harder than the forgiveness of my father. And I say that to say, I forgave someone for what they did outside of me to me.
Gotcha.
Forgiving myself took me having to take accountability to the things that I have inflicted upon myself, knowing the call of my life, knowing the presence of God that dwells within me, knowing the blessings, the red flags, the stop signs, the caution signs, the grace that God has given me, for me to forfeit all of that and still afflict sin, still run after sin in a audacity, like in an audastic way to want it so bad, and I ignore all of those things and hurt myself. That was the hardest thing that I had to forgive, the hardest person, and that was me. Yeah. And I can honestly say now, tears have dried up. Yeah. You know, a smile has resurfaced because I have forgiven Desmond now. And it ain't about my father. Yeah. It ain't about my mother. It's about me forgiving me, because walking in that condemnation, you're walking dead anyway. You're not believing the Bible. The Bible says there is no condemnation to those who are in Christ. Yeah. So if I'm in Christ, I can't be condemned. So if I'm feeling condemnation, I'm out of place. I'm no longer in him, you know? So.
Okay. So obviously there was a journey that you took, I mean, from 9 years old and moving forward. Can you take me to what was it like even after the court date, after having to, you know, testify against your dad? What was that like in Desmond, going from 9 years old up until, you know what I mean, adulthood, or even, you know, maybe later teenage years, you know, leading up to young adult Desmond?
I honestly, from that out, well, speaking to the teenage aspect of it, it's really teenage years is really a blur to me, like, because I was so undefined. Like, I didn't know who or what I was. You know, I didn't even know why I was here. I was just here, you know? Like, I felt like everything that had defined me had died, you know, and then there was no conversation that could be had with either of them at that time. Yeah. And in a productive manner. Yeah. You know, I'm speaking to that with my father. So I just had to rely on stories from everybody else to try to grasp some measure of identity. And so I believe the teenage years were a blur. So I was in South Georgia. I grew up in South Georgia. So I was adamant about leaving. Okay. When I graduated, I was out of there. You hear me? Like, I was up and out. Like, a month after I graduated, I came to Atlanta. And I believe Atlanta was where I identified myself in God. I identified myself as Desmond, the man. I identified myself as Desmond, the son of the Most High, you know, God. And I identified myself as an adult. So I was able to define more aspects and become from there. Okay. So, but during that time, even in that, me moving to Atlanta, there was still just this search to attach to something. And I think that's why I said what I said earlier about me just learning how to be Desmond now, because I always felt I had to be attached to something. If I show up, I had to show up with somebody. Or if I had to have something to precede my name. Oh, that's Nisi boy. Or that's Warren's son. Or that's the boy that can sing. Or that's never just Desmond. So I believe Atlanta started cultivating that for me. To be able to sit and just being me and me by myself. Yeah, if that answers your question.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know like around, I believe, around you, at what age did you become a father? Because I know we talked about...
yeah, my baby.
Yes.
The little twin, shout out to twin. I love you, girl.
She's such his twin. But yeah, so what, you were, because you were a young father, right?
I believe I was 24 when she was born.
Okay. Can you take me to, I guess, that time in your life and just, you know, us approaching fatherhood, or what that was like, even being in a relationship like with her mom? Like, what was that like for you? Because, I mean, you got to think, just in your story, you're saying, you know, your mom's gone, your dad's gone, you know what I mean? Like who's raising you? Like who's, you know what I'm saying? Who's looking after you? Who's talking to you? And like, so that's what I was asking, like, just in that journey leading up to like young adulthood, like who is Desmond out here talking to girls and you know pursuing relationship? Like, so take me there.
So who raised me? I'll answer that question first. Who raised me is my godmother, Jeanette. I love you. She did an amazing job. She's always had a heart for me. She literally she embodied the title of a godmother. She intercepted me as soon as they left, you know. And she did her best, you know. She kept me in church. She did that, you know. And my grandmother as well. I don't want to not mention my grandmother. But I was primarily with my godmother. I mean, that's just the truth. And she did her big one concerning putting me in front of the opportunities she could. You know. And I took advantage of each one. So that's who raised me. But going towards fatherhood, Sanaya's mother, me and her were good friends, you know. And out of that friendship birthed our beautiful daughter. And me and her became very close just through her struggle of she was battling sickle cell. And so she literally probably one of the strongest women I know. Like, it took so much for her to even shed a tear, and she would be racked with pain. I'll be over there crying before she would, you know, like, but just her strength, it just showed me, like, I had to do something outside of like, I had to get up. You know, I had to get up and be a man, not only for her, but for our daughter. And from that, you know, unfortunately, she did pass away. My daughter lost her mother as well. So, of course, that was very hard for the both of us. But her mother, my daughter's mom, which I call her my mom as well, my daughter's her grandmother. My daughter's grandmother. So her mom's mom. We just cultivated a relationship that was amazing. You know. And of course, you know, you go through your stuff, but we remained solid with each other. And I believe I would not have been able to navigate that throughout her. And the strength that she had to be present for me in the midst of losing her child, you know, that, again, that just speaks to the level of God and the grace that he has on my life, you know, and the love that he has not for me to keep constantly positioning me with people. With everything I can quote unquote say I lost, I gained. You know, there was, and I wouldn't even use a substitute. There was just a removing and an inputting. Like, it was just the natural progression of my designed life. And I'm learning to accept that I haven't lost. It was just a reassignment. Oof. You know, I didn't lose this person. They were God. You know, I haven't had to substitute anybody. They just came to the forefront. Yeah. They just positioned, and that's divine, construction, orchestration that God has allowed me to see. Now I can see. Yeah. Because again, I'm alone with Desmond now. Yes. So I can see him in my own understanding of what he is to me. Yeah. And I can see him for who he is. And that's amazing. So just kind of going back to my daughter, excuse me, I keep hitting the mic. Look at me. I talk with my hands. That's what it is. I talk. But yeah, so that was a hard pill. And just to give background of what I was really dealing with, like the conflict within, like alcohol became, man, that was my best friend. Yeah. Alcohol was my best friend. And then I got into even substance abuse. Mm-hmm. And like shortly after that little time frame between her death and about maybe 2 or 3 years, maybe 2 years after that, I met who was then my wife. Okay. So
how old was your daughter when her mom passed?
So Sanaya, and I can't think of the math, but I believe she was 4 or 5. Okay. She was around. She was still a baby. Yeah. But she remembers her mom. Yeah. Like she remembers who she is. Yeah. And I make it my business, and her family does a great job of keeping her in the forefront.
Okay. And so you said 2 years after that is when you met your
then wife.
Your then wife. Okay.
Yes. And so around that time, it was like an abrupt stop of the drinking. Okay. You know, but I never healed. So it was just like I assumed another position. Yeah. Like I allowed everybody else. And again, I tread soft with saying someone made me do something, because nobody can make you. You made a decision. Yeah. But you can be influenced. Yeah. You know. And I believe at that time, I made a decision off what everybody needed around me. Like I wanted my daughter to have a mom. Got you. I wanted companionship for myself as well. Yeah. And I believe I went into that with all of that agenda. Okay. And not with my heart. Mm-hmm. And so that didn't last. Okay. It didn't last. So here I am, 36 and divorced then. Yeah. So it's been 2 years. I'm 38 now. Okay. But
so how long were you married?
I was married it would have been 5 years. We were together for 7, and we would have been married for 5.
For 5, okay.
Yeah. So even in that, and because when you're telling your story, there's people involved, right? Yeah. So I focus on my aspect of my responsibility of it. And I know within myself that I went into that not with my heart. Yeah. Totally devout to it. Gotcha. I went in there with what I wanted from it. And so I assumed a role that I didn't even know existed. I didn't know what a husband looked like. Right. It was almost like you just went into role playing. And the heart was on life support the whole time. Like I'm just role playing for all this. And when I got to a point to where I said that I abruptly stopped. Right. The substance and the alcohol, but guess what it did? It came straight back. And that was the end of the beginning of the end.
So once you were in the relationship, did at some point you started kind of feeling like this is not fulfilling, what I intended for it to do? And do you think that's kind of what led you back to like this kind of spiraling place again? Because you're kind of thinking like, crap, I've made these decisions, and I'm kind of in this thing now, you know what I mean? And so do you think that's probably the reason that the alcohol returned?
Absolutely. And who I am, I can't negate the heart I have for people. Yeah. Right? So in addition to me realizing that it's not fulfilling me, I saw that it was killing her. You know, and she didn't deserve that. You know, she didn't deserve half of me. You know, that's not fair. And just the love that I have for women in general because of my mother. Yeah. I might not have been putting my hands on her, but this is a spiritual abuse that this woman is dealing with because my lack of healing and deliverance that I neglected prior to committing to her.
Gotcha.
And so I had to walk away because now I have not only her, I have my daughter, my oldest daughter, I still call her my daughter. Yeah. Her, which is her biological child, her daughter, and my daughter looking at me. Yeah. So now this is two more girls that are going to be women seeing this displayed. So I'm like, no, man, I got to do something different. Yeah. And I believe we spoke about that earlier. When we realize that our decisions has a ripple effect, it's not just you. You know, you when you called, and you're called to God's people, whether that's your family, whether that's the ministry, whether that's a church, whatever, your decisions are going to affect the called, the ones that you're assigned to. And it was, and I saw it. Yeah. I saw it firsthand, and it made me go even more, like you said, it made me go even more into this self-infliction to the point to where I saw rehab for myself. Yeah. Like it wasn't court appointed. I didn't get behind the wheel and kill nobody, thank God. Yeah. I knew I needed help, and I needed it in my spirit, and I needed it in the flesh. Yeah. So I needed to be somewhat detained. Yeah. to heal. And I believe that I did a lot of work in that space. Yeah.
Coming into the marriage, did she know about your life? Yeah. Or like, did you share it with her? Like, did you feel comfortable enough to kind of divulge what you've been through, what you've walked through in entering into the relationship?
Absolutely.
Was she, I guess, able to hold that, you know what I'm saying, or to help, with that, or, you know what I mean? Like, did she know the fullness before you entered into, I guess, a relationship and into marriage?
Gotcha. I would say she knew what I told her. Okay. Right. And I would say that she knew, and what I told her was the extent of what I knew. Okay. Because, and again, it still wasn't a bad thing altogether, because I believe, even in our decisions that we make for ourselves, God still uses it for our good. Yeah. So I believe he used her for me to tap back into what I just abruptly stopped. I had to face all of that was in me through her.
Gotcha.
I would not have been able to do that.
Gotcha.
I don't know if I would have. I don't know if I would have ever faced it, but I know that through being with her, it came out.
It kind of shed light on it, kind of brought it back to your conscious.
Yeah, and so as that started to unravel, to answer your question, no, she couldn't hold that. She couldn't hold that. It wasn't hers to hold. It wasn't. And so I can see if we went into the marriage with our hearts.
Yeah.
And I can't speak for her again. Yeah. Because she may very well have. From my perspective, I know that my whole heart wasn't there. Then maybe she could have held it. Okay. But she was learning me as I was. It was real time.
Got you.
It was almost like it was spilling out, happening in real time, and I'm losing my mind. Yeah. Like, it's so crazy that I say it wasn't until my marriage where I was experiencing depression. Yeah. But it took my marriage for me to identify that that's what that was that I had been dealing with all my life. I didn't know a word for it.
Gotcha.
It took my marriage for me to know that I had anxiety. But I didn't know that was anxiety until the marriage.
Gotcha.
So it just took the mask off a lot of me.
Yeah.
Because I can say what I did learn from my mom and my dad, they great pretenders.
Wow.
I will put on a performance.
Okay.
And I will smile and it be so convincing. And I'm 2 seconds from killing myself with that. I remember ministering when I was at a previous ministry. I remember I was so broken that Sunday. And I did not want to sing, but I sung Glory to God Fell, like people were worshiping. I'm actively crying, but I went home and got drunk. I didn't even, I dropped my family off and then I went out. I went to the bar, I got drunk. Like, and this is how bad it was. Yeah. We lived in Covington. Okay. You know how far Covington is, right? I'm in Riverdale.
Okay.
I woke up in my car in a parking lot. My window was down, everything. It was 7 o'clock in the morning. God, man. That's how deep it ran. Yeah. My neglect, my dismissal of myself, my negligence of really honing in on what my issues were. Yeah. So even talking about it, I just thank God that he preserved her. Like she wasn't a casualty of my warfare. Yeah. You know, I'm thankful that we have a respect for each other still. Yeah. You know, she's since moved on and I'm in my space, but I made it my business after that to calm the waters and be as transparent, you know, because I love my kids, all three of them. My son, that I graciously got through her, as well as my daughter through her. So, like, I'm just glad that there's peace in that. And that's all praise to God, because what I allowed the enemy to do through me to them, man, that's enough to make you kill yourself, especially when you know your family, when you know you have a heart for people. Yeah. And I'm glad that God just kept us, man. Yeah. I really am.
Wow.
I really am.
Gosh, man, there's so much to take from it. You know what I mean? There's so much it's God all the way through it. He's threaded. He's a constant thread through each situation, just from Desmond, 9-year-old Desmond, teenage Desmond, young adult Desmond, father Desmond. Yes. You know what I mean? Call on your life, Desmond. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even the unhealed Desmond, you know what I mean? It's like the father was still very much present, walking with you, you know what I mean, through it, even in the times where it wasn't, you didn't acknowledge, you know, if that he was there or not. But even in your healing process, and you kind of walking through it, and you've come into this sober mind, you know what I'm saying, in life, to where you're like, okay, now this is the time, the journey of healing. We always kind of, it is a journey, because
it's evolving. Yes.
You're evolving in that space as you come. And now you're 38-year-old Desmond, and you get to, in your healed, sober mind, you get to kind of reflect. Yeah. Healthily. Yeah. You know what I mean? And kind of see yourself, and then see the Lord, and that means your gratefulness and your gratitude increases, you know what I mean? Yes. And you really start to, like, you always hear, like, older people, you know, they're raised, born in the church, they're like, when I look back over my life, you know it. It's like that thing, you be like, oh, I know.
Yes, it's a cliche. No way. It's a cliche saying, but that's a true statement, man, because you have to look back to know where you're going, in a sense, or be grateful for where you're going, in a sense. Right. Because you wouldn't even be going if it wasn't for God. Right. You know, so absolutely, I agree.
So even you looking back over your life, and in your your walk. It has increased your faith.
Yes.
It has increased in your knowing that like we talked earlier about, just knowing that you being in place and you being healed and you being intentional about your healing, about who you are, who you're becoming. Like you're looking at my daughters, you know what I'm saying, my son, who am I presenting to them so that their futures are bright, so they're presenting as functioning adults, you know what I mean, in the world, society. I know, like, Brian and I, we always, we talk about the aspect of when you're parents, you're doing your best to try to make sure that your children are becoming functional adults, you know what I mean, like in the world. And it's really our job to assess our lives, assess our worlds,
and steward
steward our lives well, so that we're able to steward their lives well, because they were called to us. They were literally assigned to us. That
we brought
our
them
assignment.
in.
You know what I mean?
We brought them into this chaos. We brought them
They're like,
in.
I ain't asked to be here. You know what I mean? So I'm so grateful for God.
Yes, absolutely.
In your life. I'm grateful that that you were at a young age, the seed was planted in you, you know what I mean? That it was incorruptible. Like, you're just evidence. You're like literally walking evidence.
You just said that.
Of incorruptible seed.
Yes.
That you can go to the depths of hell. You know what I mean? And God will prevail.
That's good.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's it. And you know what? You said evidence. It's crazy you just said, because it was literally actively in my mind when you said the word, because we said it earlier. But it took this moment with me and you to evidence that I am healed. Because if you can talk through it with a grateful heart and not a apprehension. Let me not say this because it might jolt something in me.
Sure.
And there's nothing in me in this moment that can spark a tear of sorrow. If anything, a tear will fall because I'm grateful that God has healed me. And even if that's a declaration on this platform, Desmond is healed in his whole self. And whatever infliction comes, I will be healed from that as well, because I've seen it.
You've seen it.
I've lived it. It's evident. It's factual. It's undisputed. It's incorruptible. It is what it is. And thank you. Thank you and my brother for this platform, because it's a pivotal moment in my life right now that I can declare. I can see it. I feel it. I know it. I have a knowing in this moment right now, sitting with you, that I am healed.
Wow.
And I didn't even know I needed to know that. But I know it, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I've been watching the judge shows, and they say there's a preponderance of evidence. I have a preponderance of evidence that God has healed me.
Man.
Thank you.
Bro, thank you. I'm trying not to be, I'm trying to keep it together, okay? I'm trying to keep it together. Man.
God is good.
God is good.
God is good. That's it. That's it.
He's just good.
He's just good.
You know? And thank you for your obedience, you know what I mean? Thank you for just your love, you know what I'm saying? Your love for God. Thank you for continuing in the walk. Thank you for being a Black man that is unapologetic about the love of God and loving God and pursuing Him with all of your heart and all of your mind, because, you know, it's kind of a rarity now in this day and age, where there's so many different options. You know what I mean?
We got some options today, don't we?
There's lots of options that people, you know, are going to, and because they're looking for that, you know, that level of peace, or they're looking for that level of like solace, or who am I, or identity, and all those things. Man, I just thank you for just your pursuit of healing, because the call that's on your life,
Amen.
Not a demon in hell could
Amen.
stop it.
Amen.
Nothing can come against the power of God in your life and the call in your life, man.
Amen.
It's for sure evidence that there's so much more for you. Like,
I receive it. And I know it.
Man,
I
you know what I mean?
know
Like, the enemy went through.
He tried.
He tried. You know what I'm saying? He tried a few times. You know what I mean?
And he succeeded with a couple of them little arrows.
Well, I know you said a weapon. It kind of prospered a few times, you know.
I was riding the wave a little bit, though.
So I was on the wave. But glory be to God, you know, who always causes me to triumph, you know. But man, I'm just excited for what God has for you, man. Like, for real. I'm excited to worship with you.
Yes.
So you guys know that the worship duet that we are going to do, so you can hear.
Hey man, we're gonna do a little.
You can
song.
hear what the enemy is after. Yeah, it's those chords, the vocal chords, and you'll get to see the duet in the description of this episode. But bro, thank you again so much.
Thank you.
I'm so honored to know you. Like,
yes,
for
same.
real.
Likewise.
I know. I saw you on a years ago. I saw you on a platform, a mutual friend that we have.
Yeah.
And shout out to Felicia.
Jesus Jules.
Yes, Jesus Jules. Shout out to Jesus Jules. But I saw you on her platform, and I remember I think it was a live that she had.
Yep.
And I remember when I heard you sing, I immediately reached out to her, which is something I don't even do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just be like, oh, that's what's up. But there was something, like, I was just like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I reached out to her, like, who is that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
and we just,
where did he come from? Like, you know what I mean? And ever since then, like, bro, we've been like connected. You sing at my church now.
Right.
Like, you worship leader now. We had the same church worship. Like, it's one of those just divine connections. You're my brother. I feel like, you know, we're assigned to each other. I feel, you know what I mean? I feel like our lives have aligned in that way, and we've stayed connected over those years just off of me watching you from alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just a testament of like faith. It's a testament of a village.
Yes.
It's a testament of, like, yo, it takes more of us. You know what I mean, to get out here and put the devil on notice.
It does.
So, thank you so much again.
Thank you.
So, bro, before we get into this worship duet,
okay,
I want you to, if there anything that you feel you can leave with the audience that you think could help them, or just based on what you've walked through that allows their hearts to be unspoken in this time.
I would say, plain and simple, forgive yourself. Forgive you. I believe that offers space for you to redefine who you are. It breaks chains. It frees you from your old idea of yourself and the things that you did, not only to yourself but to other people. But forgive you and allow God to heal, because it's only then will God be able to saturate your heart again, to take that stony heart and saturate it with his love, to let you know that you are worth living. You are worth whatever it is, whatever blessing that's coming your way, you're worth the opportunity to receive it. So forgive you. From me to you, that's the only thing I can say, because I know the power that dwells after that sorry to that person that's standing in the mirror. That's it.
That's good.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to contact you or reach out to you,
okay,
how do they do that? How do they find you?
I mean, I'm under new management now with Corinne and Brian. So, I mean, you can holler at my... Nah, let me slide. But no, my social medias are consistent. Bake Music, that's BAKEMUSIC. That's Facebook, Instagram, Those are the only two places I am. You know, I'm getting old. I can't be keeping up with all that stuff now.
Too many platforms.
You know. So, yeah. But, yeah. Bake Music on social media.
Okay.
Thank you, sister.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Yeah,
so let's worship. Let's worship.
Let's do it.
See y'all next time.
All right.
Hey guys, I'm Deanna Lane.
I'm Brian Christopher. What's up, family?
Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to Unspoken Heart.
Unspoken Heart.
The mission behind this movement is really just giving people a platform to tell their stories, giving them a platform to share what they've come through, to share how God stepped into their situation and turned their lives around. I'm just excited to be able to provide a platform for that, especially for worshipers, especially for people that just have a story to tell and they want to be able to share that and share the love of God.
We're just gonna keep growing this thing one episode at a time, one duet at a time, one story at a time, one testimony at a time. And hey, we're just gonna watch where God take us. Take all of us.
The episodes will drop every Saturday morning, so be subscribed so that you can be notified when they drop.
Make sure you're commenting, guys, because when you comment, you help the algorithm push this out to more people. And the more people we reach, the more effective we are in getting the word of God out. Unspoken Heart, thanks for tuning in to another episode. Every single Saturday, new episode, new worship duet.
In the description of the video, you can click it so that you can watch me and the guest worship together.